So come on in, take a sip, let's wind down. Can you believe it? It's been 1,224 solves that we have done on this channel, and I'm quite happy about that. Makes me very, well, it just feels good knowing that we've been around this long and we've got such a good audience, and thank you all so very much for that. Speaking of, if you would please hit the like button. Some people are saying these days, like, just a gentle like. I don't care if you smash it, just whatever you want to do, gentle nudge. That'd be great. Gently nudge yourself a subscription. Since it's free, that would be great too. I'm going to appreciate it very much. Yeah, and guess who I picked up this morning at 0 Dark 30 at Munich International? Well, I was on the road at 0 Dark 30, but there she is back there. It's my vestigial twin holding their arm up. She's already in her pajamas, but whatever. But yeah, the smile on my face, right? So I'm very happy about that. It's good to have Shotzi home. What's that?
She's a sleepy girl.
She is a sleepy girl. The fact that she's awake right now makes me very impressed. So our wind down word of the day is consopition, which is a lulling to sleep. Man, I'm always thinking of the opportunities for these words. I might have to put together some JPEG flashcards from these and put them up and out there for you guys to download. Just a fantastic collection of these wonderful words. And so, but I can see me modifying it already. Your consopitious behavior at this table. In other words, I don't know, narcolepsy. I mean, it could be kind of fun. So play with that. But on this day in 1605, remember the 5th of November. Yeah, the Guy Fawkes mask. That's what happened. Yeah, so Guy Fawkes tried to blow up King James I in the gunpowder plot. And if you've never read about this, it's interesting, watch a video or something on it, but a very interesting story, extremely. And and also on this day in 1992, I think Bobby Fischer defeats Boris Spassky in Belgrade, and I think that was called the revenge match or something along those lines. I remember when this happened. I was an undergraduate at the time, and I remember it being a big deal. And being not a lover, but an aficionado, perhaps, maybe more of a sometimes agreeable chess player is what I would be. Still respect the game. It's good stuff. So, nothing really crossword related in birthdays today, but I noticed that Bryan Adams has a birthday today, and he's 66 years old. And the current pictures of the guy look pretty good, so good on him, right? It's kind of nice. So happy birthday, Bryan Adams, right? So let's hop into our grid and see what we got. I think we got a Jeff Hazen and or Chad Hazen and a Jeff Chen puzzle. Really excited about that. It's Hump Day grid. Let's just hop into it and see what we got today. What do we got going on here? So Tijuana setting informally. I don't know. So how? Baja? Pacific? I don't know. Old poets could be bards. And for that, I just feel like saying Shakespeare majors unite, right? So I guess this is Baja. Perhaps let's just check and see. Perched upon could be atop. And LinkedIn link. I don't know. I mean, job something? I don't know. I have no clue. Scads could be a lot. So maybe this is jobs. Lead into call or taxi could be a robo call, a robo taxi. I have yet to ride in one of these robo taxis. I don't know if they're here in Germany yet. I would imagine they're probably not, but maybe. I just have no idea. It's a little late for Solver's Courage, seeing as how it's already started the grid. But, we can always play catch up. So hard to get to in a way. And I think this might be aloof, except that F next to that S is not making me happy. Terminus of one Bay Area Rapid Transit line. Never mind, SFO. We're going to the airport. So, dead ringers. So if this is a job posting, Tank top, URL letters, HTTP. So we'll put the hatch in there. You can't see it right now because the grid is over it. But the ginormous diploma next to the Burberry book and, well, in between the Burberry book and the big scarf that's hanging on the wall is the United States Army Armor School diploma I earned as a second lieutenant. And I might know something about a hatch or getting it closed real quick. Field could be an area. Let's see, purple colored banknote of Canada would be the 10. So I think we do have a job posting, and I feel like where that's taking us now is a doppelganger. And I think this is absolutely one of my favorite German words. Doppelganger. So let's see, we got an H. I don't know how we've got it spelled because, and it may not be, but I'm really hoping it is. So I like Schadenfreude. That's a good one, you know, like appreciating people that you don't like, you know, having to suffer some, right? You know, like really enjoying someone else's suffering. Yeah, that's a good word, Schadenfreude. I can think of several, you know, but Doppelganger, or auf Deutsch, Doppelganger. The A's got an umlaut on it. It's just a fantastic word. There's just some words we don't have in English that we really should. We really should. Prop for a ball could be a T. And padded envelope could be a mailer. So many C-suite degrees. Probably not Masters of Fine Arts. Probably gonna be MBAs. The only C-suite exec I could see with an MFA if that was an ad agency and they had a creative director up there. Thrill Seeker's line. Ethel Barrymore was a great one to Drew. Could be an aunt. That whole family. Boy, they just talk about it. I mean, it couldn't just be nepotism, right? I mean, these are some pretty talented people, right? You know, I mean, the thespians all the way around. This must have just run in there. Must be running in their DNA or something. So maybe a Thrill Seeker's line would be a bungee. Let's see, Dead Ringers. Oh, ringers with an S, no wonder. So we'll get our gangers in here, doppelgangers. Astronaut Annalie Fisher, very nice. Indigenous Canadians of Labrador would be the Inuit. Inuit, Innu. Let's see, vehicle built for wheelies, flips, and spins. How about a stunt car? Snagged. Huh. I don't know. Did we tear something? Did we grab hold of it? Did we take it? Did we steal it? I don't know. Let's find out. Deep Pass. If this is G, the Weird Sisters of Macbeth. Okay, yeah, Shakespeare majors unite. Here we go. These are the hags. So, for everybody out there that majored in Shakespeare, and people give you a hard time, like, what are you going to do for a living? Knock out the grid. Comes to Shakespeare here, right? You know, I mean, I'm all over that, you know, so I'm just saying. Acknowledge. Let's see. They may be betrayed by stammers and blushes. Oh, look at that. I tried to put etch in there, and I totally screwed myself up. So they may be betrayed by stammers and blushes. Looks like maybe a secret something. And I better go back and look at what I've done. So acknowledge could be to thank. We've got a really nice grid here today. It's got us going at a nice little, it may be a trot, not quite a canter. We're not flying through it, but that's probably just me taking my time, trying to enjoy myself. But yes, I think this deep pass is a gorge, and I'm loving it. So what do we got over here to finish up this snagged? Idiosyncrasies could be quirks. So I think it's took. I think we're talking about pilfering something. He snagged it. Cry of resignation. I quit, maybe? I don't think I've ever said that. Maybe. I don't think so. Stage name for Milton Marks, and that would be Gummo. Yeah, I know. There's like 40,000 Marx Brothers. Just memorize all of them. Just get the Gummo and the Harpo and Groucho. Just get it all in there. Just commit it all to memory, right? Rock that's hot then cool could be igneous. And that tells me that what we've got down here is a secret crush. So, secret crushes. I don't know. I had a secret crush on Shotzi. I'll bet you anything. She's not even going to contradict me here. I don't think I've ever stammered or blushed my way through anything. I mean, I think confidence is probably... At first, it wasn't even based on competence. So then it was just flat out arrogance, kind of dumb. But I don't never think I've ever stammered or whatever. I'm not all like, no, I'm the one for you either. I'm not a very nervous individual, I guess. They cover all the bases, could be umpires. And so like a chill wind could be nippy. Jackanapes would be imps, an imp, sorry. When I was an undergraduate, I was a voracious reader as a kid, but I didn't spend a lot of time looking at pronunciation in the dictionary. I was always looking at the definition, thinking that I had the pronunciation down. So I said stupid stuff all the time, like Moliere instead of Moliere, and I don't know. There was a couple of others out there too. A paradigm, I mentioned that one time, and a hyperbole. I knew the word, I knew what it was. I just didn't know how to pronounce it. But there was a time, I think I was doing a read aloud and something in class, and I think I called these jackanapes, and that got a laugh out of a lot of people. So we're going to go with jackanapes this time around. I learned my lesson. So maybe nippy and mess with could be to toy. Okay, so let's go down here, see what we got. Blank chic, sustainable fashion, going with eco. Has a lot of actual, eco chic has an awful lot of commonality with boho chic. It all seems to kind of be centered around recycling, reusing, wearing stuff from, say, the 70s you find at a Goodwill or what have you, right? And I'm there with you 100% on it. I'm all about that. Let's see. So placeholders for favorite sites. And I don't know. I mean, you can see as well as I can the K there. So I'm thinking, plus we got 5 after that. So I'm going to go with page bookmarks. And then we'll go through and check ourselves on the downs. I'm really nervous after doing this over here with Etch. I feel like I should be really trying to pay attention to where I'm at. And since Shotzi still doesn't have a set of opera glasses to be checking my work, I'm going to have to do that. Dinner order request on a first date, perhaps. And I'm assuming we're going to go with no something. We've got an O here, assuming that bookmarks is correct. That might be no onions. Makes sense on a first date, I guess. I don't know. Prop in a comedy club could be a stool. Boatloads could be a ton. And dinner order request on a first date. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go with onions. I mean, I don't see what could really hang us up there. Tailors could be sews. Prop for a banjo. Prop for a banjo? I have no idea. That should be fun to figure that out. Side by side could be a breast. Prop for a banjo. Okay. 1982 film inspired by Pong, and I guess that was Tron. That was a good movie at the time. I was about 10 years old when I saw it, but it was a good movie. Important course in business law and medical school. They should probably have several of them. We'll go with ethics. Ethics. Someone comparable, or what? 20, 26, 43 cross may be in different senses. So, doppelgangers, secret crushes, page bookmarks. Maybe the likes of you. I don't know. Let's see. Chi-Town paper with a V would be the Trib, perhaps. Blue Ribbon beer, perhaps. There we go. There's no place that I'd rather be than right here with my Rednecks, White Sox, and Blue Ribbon beer. I think that's how that song goes. Similes center. Probably as a. And Ave Maria. Plot out. Maybe to map. Athletic shoe brand, Asics. Don't mean to bother everybody with Ave Maria, but I mean, you were raised in the church. You tend to know these songs. I mean, not like it's like a 3-hour long sermon or anything. It's about 40 minutes or so if you don't stay for the last song. You just, the body of Christ. Thank you. And out the door you go, kind of like I did. But still, I can't wait to see what this prop for a banjo is. I mean, I honestly have no idea. I don't even know where to begin. And I actually played the banjo. I have no idea what they're talking about here. Someone comparable. So I'm going to go with the likes of you. I really feel confident with that one. I don't know. I mean, watch it be completely wrong. And then I got egg on my face, but whatever. I'll smear it off, throw it in the pan. We'll make an omelet. It'll be fine. Oh, prop for a banjo. How about a knee? Got it. Well, I guess I could have seen that one coming. In German, it would be a Knie. Granny in the south. Maybe a Meemaw? Oh, I'm not going to go there. But there's been some funny remarks in the past by certain comedians on late night shows about Meemaws. So it's okay. Scotch order specification. How about neat? On the rocks. Magnanimous words at a bar could be on me. It's on me. And balance sheet heading could be assets. Night school subject could be ESL. Now we're getting back into our gate. Guthrie of folk could be Arlo. Some natural. Okay. Blank Stadium, former venue for DC United. I think that's RFK. Perfect for a salad, say. Ripe? Maybe. Understands could be C's. Grox, gets. World's Fair, as an example, could be an expo. Guitar slangily, be an axe. So I guess we've got natural. What's like it's probably going to be hairstyles. He's got afros. Okay. And we'll put in hairstyles here. Versus Harry Styles? Setting of mini Winter Olympics. So maybe if this is an A, we've got Alps, kind of bean that pairs well with a nice Chianti per Hannibal Lecter, and that would be a fava bean. But if you consider the fava beans and the Chianti with the medication that he was referring to his patient taking, that would have been a deadly combination. Yeah, interesting, huh? On the briny, that could be a C. And they'll bury me in Davy Jones' locker. Maybe must have been something I said. I don't know, let's check that. Vintage Film Channel, maybe Turner Classic Movies, so must have been something I said. And let's see, part of a scouting uniform. Did they wear vests? I guess I've never noticed. I never did any of that stuff. So I think we got the Alps here. A thicket could be a cop. So how do we do, Bob? You know, what a fantastic grid. Seriously, Chad Hazen, Jeff Chen. I mean, as always, I know we're talking crossword royalty here when it comes to construction, but this was fabulous. I liked, we did have a theme going on here, right? That was really cool. The the likes of you, so on. But I got to tell you, I just wish there was a way that I could put the A with the umlauts here in doppelgangers. And it really is a crying shame that we don't have umlauts. In fact, it's a shame that we can't use them really when it comes to web addresses or whatnot. We just didn't take that into consideration, all the different characters back then when we were doing that. But yeah, no, the German language is actually quite beautiful. It doesn't sound beautiful all the time, but it's a very beautiful language, and boy, some of the words are just incredible. And Doppelganger is one of my favorites. So what a fantastic grid. This is probably, but without a doubt, the best Wednesday I have done in a long, long time. So beautiful work. Man, seriously, gentlemen, well done. We'll bring down our bannier d'adieu. And again, bravo to Chad Hazen and Jeff Chen. That's a gorgeous hump day grid if I ever saw one. And so tomorrow we'll be jumping into the Thursday crossword, which is always the great day. We might have rebuy, which always gets me excited. I like the rebuy. If you're new to the channel, yes, I know they're rebuses technically, but we have started a movement and they're rebuy. Because anybody who is a marvist like me, like Queen Sue, right? We're marvists. We like to say things are marvelous and fabulous and epic and great and grand and awesome and all that stuff. So if you're a marvist, you tend to want to make things look even cooler, sound even better than they might actually be. And rebuses is nowhere near as cool sounding as rebuy. So that said, until we see you tomorrow for the Thursday grid and the gateway to the weekend solve, which is my absolute favorite solving. Auf Wiedersehen. Au revoir. Arrivederci. Que tengas un lindo días. Masalama. Be well out there. And remember, please, and remind all of your friends, right, that when they run into that person with that very thick foreign accent, they're actually talking to someone with un cœur de lion, the heart of a lion, bravery, valor. It's an amazing thing. They are setting up a new life and trying to make a living where they don't even speak the lingua franca. That takes guts. So we'll see you on tomorrow. Be well until then. Cheers.